don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that? Serious crap.
I was putting some videos together this morning, kind of about hacking humans and the whole MRNA and nanotechnology, and I came across something else that's even more disturbing than that. But let me just read this to you real quick. It said, there is no single hacking humans patent, but rather several patents and concepts that use the phrase hacking humans in different contexts. These contexts range from cybersecurity defenses against social engineering to the psychological idea of improving human biology and cognition. Key areas where the phrase or related concepts appear in intellectual property discussions include, this is where it gets crazy, cybersecurity and social engineering. Patents have been issued for methods and systems to detect and respond to social engineering attacks, often described as a form of hacking humans because it manipulates human psychology rather than technology. For example, U.S. patent, and they have patents on this stuff. You guys can take a screenshot and look them up if you want later. But I actually wanted to touch on this as well. You know, we talk about, it talks about in the Bible about the enemy attacking us with fiery darts. Well, you know, look at, I'm in my 50s, guys, and I remember when I was a little child growing up, you never had people on depression, medication, anti-anxiety. I can remember back then never having any type of depression. But nowadays, I'm telling you, man, through our screens, through frequencies, I mean, I've experienced this when I'll be driving. I'll be in the city and I'll just get like psychologically just depressed all of a sudden and just not feel good. And then within 5 minutes later, I'm not kidding, but they'll call it a mood swing, but my mood will swing, especially when I get out in the country and there's not as much activity with like signals and stuff. I'll get to where I feel good. And I don't know if you guys are experiencing this, but it's like the moods swing from minutes to hours. And when I was younger, like I said, I never had any depression or anything. But you guys let me know if this happened to any of you guys. But the enemy is not going to come after the world. You know, he's already got the world. You know, he's going to come after God's elect. And but let me read the second one real quick. I put a bunch of videos together about hacking human bodies and stuff. I think you guys will like them. But anyway, biotechnology and genetic engineering. The concept of hacking humans is issued metaphorically in discussions about advanced genetic editing techniques like CRISPR. We've all heard of that one. While the U.S. Supreme Court has ruled that naturally occurring human genes are not patentable, yeah, we know they have it. They don't have it on record, but anyway, patents exist for specific bioengineering techniques and synthetic vaccines. The idea of programming biological systems is a core concept in some patented bioengineering work. Here's another one that's pretty scary. Nervous system manipulation. A controversial and unusual patent. Here's the patent right here, U.S. Patent 6506148B2. Claimed methods for nervous system manipulation by electromagnetic fields from monitors. So this is happening. This isn't a conspiracy theory. Here's the patent right here. But this patent proposed that electromagnetic signals from computer screens could influence the human nervous system. And human activity for computing. Microsoft filed a patent application for a cryptocurrency system that uses human body activity, such as performing a task or watching an advertisement, as proof of work to mine cryptocurrency. You ever heard of the Internet of Bodies? We are the Internet. But anyway, you guys check these videos out and let me know what you think in the comments. Y'all have a good day. Later on.
The last clear signal. You were told it was just technology, just the next upgrade, a harmless web to make life faster, safer, more connected. You weren't told that web had teeth. The mesh began invisibly. WBNs quietly mapped your heartbeat. IOBNT synced your cells to the cloud. Blockchain wrapped your biology in code. And with every innovation, your body became less of a home and more of an address. Now, your breath is a data packet. Your gait is an access key. Your memory, archived in vaults you will never see, has been tokenized, traded, and mirrored in machines that don't sleep. This is not science fiction. It's an architecture of control, a closed loop where every action feeds back into the system that governs you. A system that calls it protection when it's really programming. A system that will not stop at the edge of your skin. Autonomy is being rewritten into programmable variables. A key you cannot hold, a permission you must request, a life you must renew every time the code updates. And still, they wrap it in the language of progress. They say it will cure disease, connect the unconnected, protect your identity. But the rails they are laying are one way, toward a single tower in the center of the city where every path ends, where there are no exits. Your culture is not safe from this. Your rituals, your songs, your prayers, scanned, archived, and run through algorithms for behavioral insights. The soul itself reduced to a hologram in a vault waiting to be indexed. A spiritual economy with no sanctuary. This is the crossroads. One road leads to an open mesh, a network we own, where sovereignty is lived, not granted. The other leads to a monolithic fortress of data, a fortress that smiles as it closes the gate. You are not being asked to choose tomorrow. You are being asked to choose now. Because every day you don't, the choice is being made for you. The signal is still clear, but it won't be forever. And once the loop is sealed, you will not be stepping off the track. You will be the track. Decide while the choice is still yours.
or ApoE, adsorbs onto the surface of the lipid nanoparticle. ApoE is a ligand for the LDL receptor. As LDL receptors are ubiquitously expressed on primary cells, this mechanism can be exploited to promote nanoparticle uptake in a wide variety of cells. Endogenously circulating ApoE facilitates uptake of the nanoparticles in vivo, while nanoparticles transfecting cells in culture may require the addition of exogenous ApoE. The lipid nanoparticle ApoE complex is recognized by the LDL receptor. Endocytosis takes place, and the receptor particle complex is invaginated by the cell to form an endosome. As the endosome matures, internal pH changes promote nanoparticle lipids to interact with endosomal lipids and release the nucleic acids into the cytoplasm.
Technology may sound like a concept from a futuristic science novel or movie, but the truth is, it's not that far off, and it could be the next big cyber threat. How so? Keep watching and find out. Nanotech, a recap. Nanotechnology is any technological endeavor that deals with anything with a dimension of fewer than 100 nanometers. While the concept was first brought to light in the late 1950s, it wasn't until the late 1980s that technology advanced enough to actually allow scientists to work in such a small field. Nanotechnology has several applications, including food, technology, fuels, batteries, environmental causes, chemical sensors, and even sporting goods. The medical field is one of the most exciting for nanotechnology at the moment, though most developments are still in the experimental phase. With these developments comes the ever-present technological risk of hacking. Nanotech in humans. Building new muscle with carbon nanotubes is one such possibility. Scientists at IBM are also working on using nanotechnology to analyze DNA in just minutes, instead of weeks, to treat cancer patients with a customized treatment plan. We're also seeing the use of nanotech in chemotherapy or vaccines to target specific types of cells in the body, where experimental nanosponges are being tested to absorb toxins in the body. Nanotech is also being explored as an early diagnostic tool to detect cancers and infectious diseases long before our current technology is able. Some ideas include a tiny device that gets injected into the body as a sensor or medical delivery device. This all sounds positive, but there's a downside too. Is it secure? Tiny nano devices are typically controlled by a program on a traditional electronic device like a computer, smartphone, or server, meaning they could be very hackable. Some digital security experts posit that a single nanoparticle in the body with its own processor could be hacked. But they also say that if someone had more than one particle in the body, which many treatments would require, a hacker could theoretically turn them into a network in the body, using the body's own systems to communicate and do their bidding. One of the most obvious and dangerous applications for biomedical hacking is ransomware. If a hacker took over your inner nanotechnology devices, they could demand a ransom with fatal consequences. If you're unable or unwilling to pay, they could easily turn your body against you, and at the very least make you suffer or get sick, if not kill you. It may also be possible for unsavory characters to use nanotechnology itself against their enemies, not only in hacking attacks such as inhalable particulate powders to treat lungs. Some worry this technology could be an easily weaponized delivery method for bioterrorism efforts beyond the hacking dangers. Getting infected with something could be as simple as breathing the air, taking a shower, or getting a regular vaccination from your doctor. Mitigating the risks. The most powerful thing that needs to happen to lessen the risk of hacking with nanotechnology is legislation to regulate the types and strength of security required on nanomedical devices, and even the function of devices that will be allowed. Medical device manufacturers who wish to ensure that their devices are not likely to get hacked should do proper penetration testing. Though this area is still in its infancy, we can use the term nanomedical technology, nanomedical hacking, and others that truly describe what it is until something else comes along. The term biohacking sounds like the perfect term to describe hacking medical technology, but it actually refers to do-it-yourself biology. This is a self-improvement technique that uses diet, exercise, and mental techniques to hack the body to improve mood, health, and overall life satisfaction. Neobiology may suffice, as it generally refers to any new advance in biological technology. Nanotechnology and medical device hacking would certainly fall under this umbrella, but the umbrella is very large. Lastly, it could also fall under the Internet of Things label, but this is a broad term, so it doesn't exactly define it. Risk realism. Has there been a true case of medical device hacking? The answer at this point is not clear, but there have certainly been crippling hacks of medical centers. At this point, the risk seems to be mostly theoretical, though it's just a matter of time before black hat hackers pick up on what white hat hackers have been researching and trying to prevent. Some experts believe it's only a matter of time before something fatal happens involving the hacking of a medical device, and that only then will medical providers and legislators take this issue seriously. As mentioned before, penetration testing is one of the best ways to find vulnerabilities in medical devices and ensure that your products are as secure as possible. Alpine Security offers a full range of
being treated with nanotechnology. I bet that you would be, even if you just said no. Nanotechnology actually has a really broad definition. I'll give you a good example. This is one of the first nanotechnologies approved in medicine back in the 90s. This is called Doxil. It's a liposome. It's cut off a little bit, but lipo means lipid. It's from the lipid bilayer that's part of the nanoparticle, and some just means body because it's a small lipid body about 100 nanometers in diameter. So it's nanotech. Why was this nanotechnology developed? It's to treat some types of cancer. So what's in the middle of the liposome here is a drug. These little hexagons represent doxorubicin. It's a chemotherapeutic molecule. It's very toxic to the heart. So when you treat patients with just the drug, not in the nanoparticle form, you have to stop after a certain amount of time because they get heart toxicity. When you put it in the form of the liposome though, it helps drive more of the drug to the tumor and less of it to like the heart and other tissues where you don't want toxicity. This has nothing to do with robots, but this is definitely nanotechnology.
Talk about a fish story. And they're buying it.
One day, Jesus is coming. You may be at church. You may be at work. You may be asleep. God grant that you will be ready when he makes his personal appearance. My God, what if his appearance occurs on a Sunday morning? My prophetic word to you this morning is get ready, get ready.